What up, TTC? What up, Nine Empire? It's your boy Mailman back at it again. I'm gonna try to make this video quick as I can, man. Niners got that last win versus the Rams, man. Hard fought game. Rams had a chance to put it away, but Dante Johnson was able to save the game, come up with a block kick, man, and you know. And I have noticed the last couple of games that the offensive line, since we put Trent Brown in there, has played much better. Kilgore being at center has helped us. DeJuan Harris has ran the ball pretty good for us. And I think maybe he deserves a look in camp. We should maybe bring him back and look at him again or whatnot. But good shit by the Niners, man. All in all this season, man, it was a rough season. It was a very rough season. A lot of bad, few good. But we have a few pieces, not many to build on, but a few pieces. I still feel like this is a roster problem. The big news was we fired Jim Tomsula. Tomsula's out. We're going to be on the coaching search right now, and we still are. And my thing is, I know a lot of 49er fans are probably happy that Tomsula's fired and out and everything like that. But, at the same time, man, I look at it like I think that all 49er fans can agree that Jim Tomsula was not the logical first choice to be the head coach of the 49ers. I think that we all agree that. I mean, nobody expected or probably even wanted Jim Tomsula as the first choice. And I think that all 49er fans can kind of agree that if you were going to hire an in-house candidate at first, then you should have hired Vic Fangio. My thing was after we lost Jim Harbaugh, which was a fucking idiotic move to fire him in the first place, I wanted us to go after Mike Holmgren because I felt like if we would have pushed and gone after Mike Holmgren, it would have been able to, to maybe keep some of those pieces together and maybe some of those retirements would have happened. I don't know. But I felt like Holmgren was you had a guy that was a Super Bowl coach, a winning coach. He would have brought a winning attitude. He would have brought a sense of comfort for the players to feel easy about the Harbaugh departure that we had. And we didn't give him a chance. And we passed on him. I'm not sure we would have got that with Gase if we would have hired him. I still say I'm glad that we didn't hire Gase. I really wasn't too big on him anyways. But I felt like Holmgren was somebody who was an offensive-minded coach. Old school coach. Yeah, he's older, but had we have brought him in after Harbaugh, that I feel like that would have been much easier. But Trent Baalke, man, is still, this is despite what a lot of 49er fans may think, and I might get criticized for saying this, we don't have a really, really good roster. We really, really don't. We have very, very few pieces to work with here. Most of the year we had Marcus Martin, Devy, and Pierce starting on the offensive line. When Carlos Hyde went down, man, that was a huge loss. And, we can't be sitting here beating our chest about Sean Drone and people like that, man. Let's keep it real, 49er fans. People like Sean Drone, when you got Drone, Vance McDonald, Devy Pierce, Marcus Martin, Michael Wilhoit, when you have people like this in your starting lineup, Corey Lemonnier, Kenneth Acker, which I thought had some promise, but, kind of flopped. But when you got these kind of people in your starting lineup, man, you don't have a very good roster. I'm sorry, but you just don't. Just to me, and then, even though Gabbert played solid, he played pretty solid, but when you have those kind of people that I named, your roster isn't very, very good, man, and we don't really have the dogs and the horses to run like we used to. And we've done some poor, poor drafting over the past few years. And I think we were able to get away with that at first because we had such a good roster when we had Patrick Willis and Alden and Justin and, and Bowman was healthy and, you had Gore Crabtree, Upati, and Anthony Davis was still around. You were able to get away with drafting bad because the roster was so good. But now, with the roster the way it is, the margin of error is so small. We cannot have a bad draft. We got to get some big free agents. And I would say we need a pass rusher. We need the offensive line first. We need to address the offensive line. That's first and foremost. I'm not big on us drafting a quarterback in the first round. I know despite what a lot of people might think, I think that we have two capable quarterbacks on this roster, in Kaepernick and Gabbert. And I know people want to be done with Kaepernick, and, some people probably want to be done with Gabbert. And I can understand where people are coming from. I mean, because on one side, I think you got some people, they just want us to wipe the slate clean and start over completely. New head coach, new quarterback. I can kind of understand that in a way. But at the same time, I feel like we do have two capable quarterbacks, but they can't really show you how capable they are the way that line was playing most of the year. And if we can get Anthony Davis back like he said he is, and, a healthy Kilgore, and we re-sign Boone, and we could draft the offensive lineman to play that guard slot. I don't know if Tomsula or Stanley from Notre Dame or Tomsula from Ole Miss could fit in one of those slots to play a guard and fill in a guard. We might be in pretty good shape on the line then. But all in all, man, we gotta find the right coach first. I had 4 candidates. 2 of them now I'm finding out that we're not going to interview. We're not going to go after. But my 4 guys were Mike Holmgren, Hugh Jackson, Sean Payton, and David Shaw. Now, Sean Payton's not going anywhere. He's staying with the Saints, and David Shaw's staying at Stanford. So we better push for Hugh Jackson and fucking Mike Holmgren very, very hard. Hugh Jackson and Mike Holmgren, one of the two better be the fucking coach of the 49ers. And we better push hard for either one of those two. But I don't know, man. Hopefully, all can be well, but don't know. But I'm not going to make the video long. I'll get into draft needs and all that kind of shit in another video. But I just want to give my quick recap on the season, man. Hey, it was rough, but you know what I'm saying? Nine Empire, we stayed through it. We stayed true, man. It's your boy Mailman, everybody. And I am out.